Alright, so today we are rebuilding a inner CV joint. So this is the inside of the axle. With this axle, what occurred is the assembly on the inner side, this side being the end that goes into the actual hub, it got disconnected here, and basically the little three roller bearings that make up the axle would not go back in. So basically, they go in slightly, but not all the way, and it has to be absolutely perfect in order for this to reassemble. So you can try pulling on it and doing it that way. You might get lucky and get it to slide back in, but for a couple bucks for a replacement strap, metal strap, you're probably better off doing it this way. And I'll show you basically how it works. So if we take this little bearing, this actually slides in itself, so you can see I'm holding the middle static, and then it slips on this side. This guy should go right into this slot. Now the hard part of doing this, once it's already in here, and you can see it, I kind of dropped it in there, is it can't come forward, so it's not like you can get it like this. And getting these guys lined up perfectly when it's together is definitely quite the task. So to make matters easier and actually get a visual on it, we want these all to go in here. So I'm going to throw this guy on here, and what I suggest as well is, I've just thrown a little trash bucket here, but with just a plastic bag, in case any of this assembly drops out as I'm fitting it in. At least I can easily grab it and not have to worry about missing parts and missing pieces after. So I'm going to try to finesse this and get this to line up here. So I think on most of these it's going to be pressing it outwards, and there we go. And now we can slip our boot over just like how it was, and it's back in there. Before, I won't pull it too far, but it was extended out even beyond this to where the boot was kind of like this. Easy visual to tell whether the inner CV joint has disconnected or not. So now we're back up and running. The only part left, put a new strap on this guy, clean the axle up, clean up the assembly that goes in the transmission, pop it back in, and we should be back up and running. And for the cheap. And one of the main things is if you have to do this and you have to, disassemble this, it's a good time to check. Is the grease, basically, all missing on the inside? Okay. Is the bearing, are the bearings spinning freely? And then also, check around the boot. This boot was actually in really good shape, so I'm going to reuse it. But if I saw any, dry rotting of the rubber, any cracks, tears, instantly just replace it. It's usually about 25 bucks for the boot and the replacement straps for it to kind of tie it in. So yeah, this completes the video. My best trick, from what I've learned from experience, is the bearings on the inside. When you're trying to reassemble this, they're kind of pivoting on the end, pushing a little bit out a little bit outwards, because they're going to kind of hook in that little sleeve and then be able to go down. And that's what's really difficult, because you can't see that at all, given that this boot is not translucent whatsoever. You don't really know what those bearings are doing and which angle they're in, but now we're good to go.